Well, hello, I'm Chris, and this is my Ring doorbell video. Now, in this video, we're not going to be reviewing it or doing anything like that. We're going to figure out how to hardwire this so that we don't have to take it off to charge it every week or two or month or however often you're charging it. So the first part, we're hardwiring the Ring doorbell to a transformer like this. We do not have any doorbell, no doorbell. This hardwired is going to charge this so that we don't have to take it off to charge it on the little cable. So the second part, we're going to be hardwiring it to an existing electronic doorbell and just making sure that everything works, everything charges. This is also hardwired and charges your Ring doorbell for you. Okay, so we're going to do a quick installation on the door trim just to show you how I did it, but there will be timestamps in this video to skip ahead wherever you want. So this thing just reminds me of an older cell phone. Whenever you access it from your phone or the motion sensor's tripped, it pretty much calls your phone and it uses the battery just like a cell phone. The problem is when you first get it, you're figuring out all the motion settings, and first time I hooked this thing up, I was only getting about 2 weeks out of the battery. Now I can get over a month, but still it's time to hardwire it. So one of the problems with trying to figure this out is the directions or instructions are very vague. They make a lot of sense once you figure this out, but at first glance, if you're trying to figure this out, you have no idea what's going on. Okay, so let's just do a real quick installation just so you can see the way I did it. This just comes off like this. You're focusing on this part right here. Now it has this little level. This would be if you had a brick or a stucco house. I don't have that. I have a house with hardy trim on it. Before you drill holes, it's very important to understand that if you have a house that's high off the ground, my floors are 32 inches off the ground, and they sell a little wedge kit that kind of angles this down because you have the range of the motion sensors, and it may be possible that your house, if it's high, may need to angle this down. Just be careful because you're going to have to drill holes through this, and I don't want you screwing your house up. So on my house, I just centered it in the trim, marked the 4 holes. So these are the 2 screws you use to hardwire to, so we're going to need a hole right under those. So if you have a stucco house or brick, you want to use the bit provided and stick these plastic things in there and then screw to it. If you have a wood or hardy board house like I do, just make sure you pre-drill. Now hardy board will dull your drill bits if you didn't know that. We got our holes pre-drilled. I just put it on there like that. You want this thing to be smooth because it's not going to lock in there right. So just make sure it sits 100% flat. I always screw this stuff in by hand so I don't strip it. So just gently snug them down because you don't want to start twisting this thing and break it. So then just make sure it does latch on there. Screw it down and make sure you can't pull it off. Okay, good. Installation is 100% complete. It's super easy. So we're in the app and we can check our battery right here, 45%, and notice it says power source battery. So depending on the traffic in your area or whatever, you're gonna have to charge it. We all know how to charge this with the micro USB, and it takes a long time to charge it. So if you look through the instructions, it actually does explain everything, but it's just summarized so small and you really have no idea what it's talking about. But the main thing it's saying is 8 volt to 24 volt transformer when you use an internal doorbell or a resistor, but it really doesn't, tell you exactly what's going on. So that's when you use the diode whenever you have an electronic doorbell. So let's figure all this out. Let's go ahead and wire the transformer without the doorbell first. Okay, so this is the transformer we're going to be using, exactly the one that the instructions say. We have a range from 8 volts, 16, and 24 volts depending on which studs that we wire to. Okay, so all you need to know about this transformer is that none of this needs 110 volts to run, so it steps it down and it releases that extra voltage as heat, so this does get pretty hot. Okay, and whichever 2 terminals we wire across, that's the output we're going to get. So if we wire across the far 2, we get 24, 8 on these 2, and then 16 on these 2. I already had a mark for my doorbell video where we only needed the 16 volts. Okay, so we don't have time to wire everything up 100% by the book in this video. We're just trying to get this thing to work. So you're going to have to figure out exactly how you want to mount this stuff. But this is an electrical box that you would find on a ceiling fan or a light. And these transformers are made where they can just kind of stick in there. So you would wire into your light box like this, and it actually will wedge in there like that. Okay, so So you see how it kind of fixes itself to one of these boxes. That way your wiring is contained in the junction box, but make sure you get one with the lid on it. Okay, so the transformer just wires to 110 AC power. In my doorbell video, I show a little bit more about hooking this thing up, but we're just connecting it to any 110 source. We got green ground, we got white neutral, and black hot. So whenever you hardwire a transformer to the Ring doorbell, you will need that resistor. It even says it in the instructions. And this is something, I forgot where they use this, but this is a common resistor they use in controls. And if you pay attention to it, 50 watts, 25 ohms. So that's a lot of resistance that this thing is going to do. And also it's a wire wound. Okay, I bought one of these. It was around $10 shipped to my house. It was not the link that was on the Ring doorbell, but it's one just like it. So make sure you get one of these. You're going to need it. So the number one thing about this resistor is this is a big resistor. It's cutting that current down a whole bunch. So these connections must be very, very good and soldered. So in other words, you're not going to twist this wire and expect this to work. It's not going to do anything. This connection for the video is going to work, but permanent, soldered, high quality connections is what you need when you use this. Okay, so these two marks are on the 16 volts, so that's what we're going to use. It does not specify which one to wire to. And then you see the other side connects right here. Okay. Fish it up through here. Okay. So then the other one connect it to this side. And then to the other side of the transformer. Make sure this is off while you're working on it. I'm gonna go turn the power on. So this is the moment of truth. When we hook this thing back up, we need to see if this thing is going to be charging. But how do we know? Okay, so for this thing to start charging, the first thing we do is look at the app. The app is still showing that it's on battery. So let's go back, and sometimes you have to live view it to kind of get it to send the feedback to the phone. So we see it's still on battery. So it hasn't started charging yet. Yeah, it did. Okay, so the little light came up right here. You're looking for that light to come on. That's going to show that it's charging. Now we just need to wait for this to update. Now the normal charging light is like a blue light that flashes the percentage around. Battery, okay, see it switched to okay. We see the percentage. Now we're waiting for that to say hardwired. So we're going to go ahead and try to go back and live view it so it sends information. Okay. And see, whenever you access it, it's going to send the feedback to the app or whatever, to the cloud. And now we're hardwired, batteries at 45%. So we're going to go ahead and go take a break, and we're going to just confirm that it's at least going to go to 46, which it already does. I've already tested this last night. The only problem is it charges super duper slow, and it only went up to 49% in 8 hours. So that's how it charged last night. But we're just going to make sure, wired up like this, that it is going to go to 46 where you can see hardwired. So let's go take a break. Alright, so it's been about 2 hours. Let's check this out. Let's see if it's still charging, and it is. So it's also wise to check the output of the transformer. We have 18.6 volts. Now voltage drop is a common thing that happens with long runs of cable. So a lot of people like to mount these transformers right next to the panel, the breaker box panel. And when you're running long lengths of 50, 65, and 100 feet of bell wires, this 20 gauge solid wire, you have voltage drop. So that's something you kind of need to look into, because if you're getting that voltage here, but then at your component, let's say you're getting like 16 or 17 volts, then you may need to upgrade your wire to 18 gauge or 16 gauge or whatever. Just look up the charts. 2 hours, let's see how our battery is doing. We click on that. We're still on hardwired. Okay, we're at 47%. So in 2 hours it's charged 2%. So it's charging. That's good. We passed the test. Okay, so anytime you're messing with electricity, always turn the power off. We have no power at our transformer. Let's go on to wiring it with the doorbell. So yeah, the transformer does get hot. It's probably right under 100 degrees. You can touch it, but it's very warm. So we go in and get all this out of here. So when you hardwire with the doorbell, you do not use a resistor at all. So we can go ahead and take the wire out that was connected to the resistor. So this is an electronic doorbell that's going on my house. I have a video on YouTube. Check it out on how I wired this up 100%. Now the only difference is that we don't have a front doorbell button anymore. We remove this and we wire it to this. When we push this, it goes through its cycle of what it does, and it also rings our doorbell. We're trying to figure out how to do that. At the same time, it's hardwired and charges our ring, so we don't have to take it off, charge it with the USB. Okay, so we're on the 16 volts of the transformer. You can clearly see we still have that wire attached from the transformer to one side of our ring doorbell perch. So this is our transformer. We got T here for transformer. We go ahead and connect that terminal to T. So F is for our front door switch. We're going to take F and we're going to run it right over here. Fish it through there. So when you use electronic doorbell, you have to use a diode. If you're confused about this or having trouble, go watch my doorbell video. It goes over everything. But we have to install this right here in between those two terminals. See, we got the white wire going over here to this side. Now we have to figure out how to carefully get this diode in there. Okay, we got one side of it in there. Let's try to get this other side attached so you can clearly see how the diode is installed between those two terminals. Okay, so we turn the power back onto the transformer. Moment of truth again. Let's see if this thing works. Slide it on there. Let's see if it's charging hardwired. Now it is, but we just had it disconnected, so it could go back into battery mode and then come back on. So we need to update that app again. Let's check that out. Okay, so we're on the app again. Let's check it out. And it did. It went back to battery because we had it unhooked. We're still at 46%. We have it hardwired. Let's see if we can get it to go to hardwire mode by live viewing it. Still on battery. Let's just wait a little bit. There it goes. Alright, so now we're in hardwired mode, 47%. So it is charging the battery. See, if we push this button, it cycles the chime. So of course it's working. Everything's working just fine. So everything works out fine. We unhooked it, and let's see. We're not charging anymore. So we've disconnected everything. Let's go back in the app. We're not charging anymore. Let's see if it's updated. So in less than 1 minute, it went back to battery, 46%. We're better off than where we started at first at 45%. So that's it for the video. Ring doorbell. Everything worked out great. Now you know how to do this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me anything. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.